What's cracking, everybody? Rose here, bringing you Pokemon Go Battle League content. In today's video, we're going over Go Fest 2022, the big video. This one's I don't know how long this one's going to be, but strap in, lads, because it's probably not going to be a short one. So anyway, use these nice timestamps in this video if you want to skip to a specific part. We're basically going to be going over the event, going to go over all the details that have been released thus far from Niantic. We're going to hit up all of the wild spawns, raids, etc. And then finally take a look at the two forms of Shaman for what little they're going to offer. And then we're going to take a quick look at the mystery raid boss that we are pretty set on being Nihilego, or however the hell you say it. The jellyfish looking thing that had a fling with Lucamine in Gen 7. That's basically what I remember it as. So we'll get into that. Just again, if you want to jump anywhere, use them timestamps. But let's hop in real quick to the video with the event. So we've got GoFest 2022. We've got a global event and 3 separate live events. So if you want to, you can purchase a ticket separately from the global ticket, which is incredible to me. And then you can visit any of those 3 locations during the dates. So you've got Seattle from July 22nd to the 24th, Berlin from July 1st to the 3rd, and then Sapporo from August 5th to 7th. You can go on the GoFest website and check those out. There's different details for the live events. I'm going to be covering the global event in this video. So if you need details on the localized events, check the blog post out for those specifically. I will not be covering all of those because that is just too much. So essentially, we have a 2-day event once again for GoFest this coming Saturday and Sunday, the 4th and 5th of June. It's starting, I believe, on I think it's starting at like 10 or 11 in the morning and running for basically 8 hours, I believe, each day. So you're going to get some special research from it, which is going to essentially give you the Landform Shaman t-shirt and the bouquet pose, as you can kind of see in this graphic here. And then you can also choose between the research type being catch, explore, or battle, which will give you basically different tasks, I believe. And you can also change the difficulty. So if you're going to be going hard in the research, or if you want to just take it easy and focus on other stuff, I don't think it changes the rewards. It just changes the tasks you have to do. So, I mean, go easy mode if you don't want to focus on the research. I probably would rather be focusing on the other parts of this event because, as usual, GoFest is packed with quite a few things. One of the things that I'm definitely not worried about here are the avatar items in the shop. Shaman is adorable sitting on your head like that, but I'm not grinding for it. It's something you can just go buy. And then you get the face sticker, and you can also get the t-shirt, which they kind of not really show here. Yeah, they don't really show it in the picture here, but you get a GoFest 2022 t-shirt. Awesome. As usual, we have rotating habitats and encounters, so that's something we'll go over in a minute. I'm going to follow this link in just a second, but if you click here on this link, you can be taken to the details with the spawns and such. And then we've got special event stickers. A special event Pikachu with a flower on its head, and you can get a commemorative t-shirt in the game, so as we mentioned. And then you can also order GoFest 2022 actual physical shirts, I believe, from Niantic, and you can get them shipped if you are living in any of these countries here, and that's cool. So next thing we're going to have here, we're going to hop in to the details of this event. So yeah, essentially this is going to be like all the spawns and the raids and everything that we have here that we have access to, at least as of now. Niantic is very good at trickling information out up to the last second. So if I don't cover something in this video, it probably came out after the recording, but I'm going on every bit of information that I have here. This is accurate as I can think of. So once again, June 4th, June 5th. Times, I'm looking for the times here. I don't see the times here, but oh, it's 10 to 6. They're down here on 10 to 6 right here. You can see it 10 to 6 local time. So excellent. And if you haven't already purchased a ticket, you can grab it in the shop, $15 USD, and then whatever your local currency is. And then you also get access to a special finale event on the 27th of August. That's on Saturday. No details on that yet, other than the fact that it has a date and it's a global event. So if you get a ticket now, perfect. You can participate in Global GoFest as well as this follow-up event. Otherwise, You can get a follow-up ticket by itself for like $10.99, but like why get that one when you could just get the GoFest ticket? To be honest, it's kind of silly. I don't know, whatever. So first day is going to be the usual. We're going to have 4 rotating habitats, and you will also be able to go to the in-game shop and claim that awesome t-shirt. And then for the first time in Pokemon Go's history, you'll be able to encounter shiny Shroomish, Numel, Carablast, Axew, and Shelmet. And they're going to be rotating every hour, so we're basically going to get the entire day is going to be all of the rotating habitats twice over, and then we're also going to get those collection challenges for each one, I believe, if you have a ticket. So in the city, we've got Magnemite, Alolan Grimer, Hitmonchan, Baltoy, Trashcloak, Burmy, Bronzor, Pidove, Trubbish, Gothita, Golett, and Litten. And if you're lucky, you could get the costume Pikachu and a Galarian Weezing. Moving into the Plains Hour, we're going to have Girafarig, Dunsparce, Larvitar, Numel, Trapinch, Weasel, Patrat, Drillbur, Shelmet, Rufflet, Litleo, Pikachu, and Axew. The Axew is probably going to be one of the big draws to this event, kind of like how we had Dino last year. So probably going to get a Dino Com Day this year, and then Axew is going to be next year, but they're going to start trickling out Axew more and more. So for those of you who missed out on getting a Haxorus so far because your luck has been horrible with eggs, please be aware, Axew will be in eggs, or not eggs, will be in wild spawns for this event, as well as being in Tier 1 raids, which is kind of cool. So it'll give you a chance, but there's no Master League Premier Classic this season, so you do whatever you want with that. Hopefully they'll bring it back. And moving into the third hour, the Rainforest Hour, Mudkip, Seedot, Shroomish, Slackoth, Turtwig, Chimchar, Venipede, Carablast, Binacle, Skrelp, Rowlet, Costume Pikachu yet again, and Pancham. Some of these are the first time we were able to even get them in the wild. Like Pancham's only been in the 12k eggs and some raids, so this is your first chance to get them in the wild. So some of this stuff you should really, like, if you got a ticket, try and focus on getting them for PvP, because if you can't get a good IV Pancham from raids or, you know, eggs, essentially, because that's, you know, 10 10 10 floor, and you can't really train them that well with, you know, just lack of somebody else to train them with, essentially. This is going to be an ideal time for you to get those IVs for Ultra League and Great League. And then the final hour that we're going to have is the Tundra Hour, and that is Ammonite, Swinub, Wingull, Meditite, Wailmer, Spheal, Piplup, Vanillite, Cubchoo, Bergmite, Popplio, Costume Pikachu, and Galarian Darumaka. So Galarian Darumaka is not something that's very often in the game, and if we ever get the Zen mode, like, that's supposed to be super good for raids, I think. I don't know, it's like a fire ice type. I don't know. I'm not a very raid savvy person, but I've been told it's going to be good. So, and even then, like, Galarian Darmanitan is pretty good for raids too. So I mean, if you're into raids, you know, grab it. And then all we know so far about this on this page is the 1-star raids is Pikachu and Axew. And there's going to be more to raids. They just couldn't put it on this page because they like to spread out the information and make it really hard to find. So don't worry, we'll get the full raid lineup in a bit here. Going over those ticket holder exclusives. So once again, June 4th, 10 to 6. They've only covered the first day so far. We get Shaman is going to be our mythical this year. We get Shaman land form for the global event, and it seems as though the sky form is going to be in the local version of GoFest, at least I think Berlin. So if you want, hopefully we can get you know, the ability to change forms at some point, maybe when they do like the everybody gets Shaman thing later in the year, because they always do GoFest for the debut, and then afterwards everybody gets it at some point. So maybe we'll get the ability to do a form change at that point. Spoiler alert, Shaman is not PvP usable right now because it has nothing but grass moves and hidden power and Zen Headbutt. So unless they push a moveset change, it's really not going to be anything worth using. So just, you know, get it, have it, but it's not going to break your PvP roster by not having it. It's literally just bad fast moves and nothing but grass charge moves. So once again, you're going to be able to personalize your research experience. So you get to choose your difficulty between relaxed, standard, and master, and then so it will affect which sticker you receive as a reward, but will not change your other research rewards. So if you really want to get that really awesome sticker, man, master it. All right, and then the gameplay focus, you can go between catch, explore, or battle. So essentially, you'll be either, you know, battling the trainers or rockets or whatever, you know, whatever add-on they put for battling, or you can do a catch version where you're going to be focused on catching stuff, or you can work on an exploration-based research where I assume it's probably like walk a certain amount of kilometers, do some research tasks, etc., kind of like how we had for Johto Tour earlier this year. And then also you will get special incensed Pokemon if you have the event ticket, and that is going to be a little bit lower. We'll get to that in just a second. For the first time, you'll get Shiny Unknown B if you're a ticket holder, as well as the ability to progress your Elite Collection medal, because the collector's challenges are only for ticket holders in this event. And the Global Challenge Arena is back for ticket holders. You'll be able to work like we always do for a global, a global task or something, like catch like 5 million Pokemon or something like that. And then after it's done, they'll give us a bonus for the remainder of the hour. So, double or triple Stardust, double or triple Catch XP, candy, just a bunch of awesome bonuses that we typically get for an hour, and then they'll rotate those throughout the day as well. And then during event hours, we have the better odds of catching and encountering shinies. So if you get a ticket and you really want these shiny Pokemon, some of them are brand new. Day 1 is going to be the day where you can get the boosted odds for shinies. Day 2, you will not have a boosted odds. It's just they're going to be shiny eligible, but they're not going to be boosted. So the Incense is going to be Galarian Weezing, Clink, and then BG, O, and U unknown for the city hour. In the Plains hour, you're going to have the same unknowns, but you're also going to have Torkoal, which is a regional. So if you don't have one of those, at least get it. I don't know if it's really great for PvP. I've never actually, I don't have one, so I don't know. This is going to be my first chance to get one as well. But then Axew is going to be in the Plains hour. So the Rainforest hour has Tropius. Go get a Tropius if you don't have one. I don't have one. I'm going to be trying my hardest to go get a good one or trade for some good ones. The Rainforest hour is going to be Incense only for Tropius, and then Poncham's also on the Incense, but this is for ticket holders only. So I know Tropius is not exactly like super meta relevant anymore, but it's still not a bad thing to have in your back pocket for like a limited meta or just a certain team comp that you might like. So once again, Rainforest hour, Tropius, alert, siren emojis everywhere. That go get it. And then in the Tundra hour, we get our Galarian Mr. Mime and Galarian Darumaka. So, whoopee, I guess. Speculation station for a minute. We're getting a lot of Galarian stuff in this event. I wonder if they're going to have a Galarian themed something or other going on at some point this season. But so day 2. Day 2 is going to be an interesting one. So they're bringing back the increased rockets. I don't think it's going to be every 5 minutes like it was in the first in 2020 Go Fest when they did it, but we do get double the amount of mysterious components. So if you're on that rocket egg grind like me, I'm going to be focusing on the rockets like all day on that day. So basically there is a global challenge arena, but this time it's for everybody. So anybody, even with or without a ticket, can participate in the global challenge arena. A certain Pokemon will be making its debut in 5-star Age, which we're pretty sure is the Ultra Beast Nihilego, the jellyfish-looking thing. And then you can get another a special research story by logging in during the event hours. And then if you did miss anything from the first day of the event, spawn-wise, all of them will be in a spawn pool together on Sunday. So you'll basically be able to have a chance at catching everything again on Sunday. So once again, incomplete raid pool. We're gonna hit up the big raid pool. Don't worry about it. We'll get there. So ticket holder exclusives for Sunday. You're gonna get another research story that is going to be giving you more rewards and special encounters. And then once again, the same incense pool from Saturday applies to Sunday. And so ticket holder exclusives is the rocket balloons. So we're gonna get more frequent rocket balloons. We don't know their frequency because they've gone anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour. They've done it many different ways. They could do it every 30 minutes. They could do it every 5 minutes. It's however they want to do it. I know in 2020 Go Fest, it was like as soon as you completed a balloon, another one popped up. So, I mean, I'd be okay with that because that's a good Stardust grind for me personally. Like, get the red eggs stacked up, walk them, hatch them, and then go and get a whole nother stack. And you could probably do that if you're really good about it. You could probably do that several times through the course of the day if they do it every 5 minutes. But so both days for event ticket holders, you can get the snapshots, which is whoopee. You can get a Pikachu wearing a special shaman-inspired flower costume, so it'll be in raids and in the wild. So if you're a Pikachu hunter, here's a new Pikachu for you to get. Axew is going to be a big one for both Saturday and Sunday, and it's in raids, 1-star raids. And the shiny is being released for this event, so Black Haxorus is really cool if you get the shiny Axew. and that was all trainers. So this is all trainers, and then the ticket holder exclusives, you can get up to 9 free in-person raid passes, and you can also get stickers from Gifts and Pokestops, and then also at the coup de grace here, you can get snapshot surprises of something we don't know. It's probably going to be Pikachu, but you know they didn't really detail it. So, but the nice thing about these 9 free in-person raid passes, if you're able to get out and go and grind these raids in person, Rare Candy XL has been added as a very likely reward for a lot of raid tiers. So if you're hunting those Rare Candy XLs, not a bad day to go and get some of those at no cost to you. No premium passes, no remote passes. You just go and get your 9 free raid passes from your stops and just hammer out some 3 stars, 5 stars, whatever you want to do. And then they do tease the finale event down here. And then at the bottom of the page, they tell you how to go buy a ticket. You probably already bought one or are waiting to buy one. You don't really need to worry about that. So the GoFest 2022 website will be the last web page I go over before we start talking about spawns and stuff. Once again, I know this is a bit of a longer video, so you know, if you're still here, thanks for bearing with me in my rambling. And again, if you want to jump to a certain part of the video, we've got timestamps in the description, and hopefully along the bottom of this video for you to check out if you want to look at something specific. But so this is just kind of, once again, going over some of the more obvious things. What I'm really looking to show everybody here is the you know, they give you the whole they give you the research for landform, then they give you the incense pool here. I'm looking for the raid pool. There we go. All right, so we'll get to that in a second. So the differences between free and paid. So once again, all right, so ticketed versus free. Free and ticketed both get the Sunday special research. They get 4 rotating habitats. However, the non-ticketed version will not have the incense boosted spawns. Everybody can get the trainer snapshots. Then you can show everybody your fun activities while you're out and about playing Pokemon Go Fest 2022. And then everybody can participate in the Global Challenge Arena on Sunday. Now, the rest of this is for ticket holders only. On Saturday, 4 collection challenges for each habitat hour. An event-exclusive in-game medal, pose, and avatar item for only ticket holders. A special research story on Saturday that allows you to get Landform Shaman with the customizable, do-it-as-you-like sort of way. Ticketed only. Unknown B, G, O, and U with shiny ability enabled. Incense only. Ticket holders. Get a special event sticker from Gifts and Pokestops for ticket holders. On both Saturday and Sunday, spin photo discs at gyms to earn up to 9 free raid passes for use in in-person raids. That is only for ticket holders. Participate in the Global Challenge Arena on Saturday, not Sunday. Saturday is ticket holders only. Sunday is the free one. Work together with everybody to unlock bonuses, and that is for the ticket holders. And then increased chance of encountering certain shinies during event hours on Saturday, as well as a free ticket to the finale event on Saturday, August 27th. All that for ticket holders only. And then you also get your special research story and more rewards. So essentially, it's worth the ticket price because the amount of stuff that you get from the research is usually about that much or more. So if you were to go and math all this out, you'd probably be looking at a lot more coins worth of stuff than the amount of money you're spending. So that by itself is worth it, but the experience is also nice, especially if you're able to get out there and really play with your community, or if you want to go out and do it by yourself and just be the lone guy walking around and doing stuff. But however you want to do it, it's still a fun experience. GoFest has always been an over-the-top sort of event where people get to just get out and enjoy the game and kind of get with other people who do the same thing. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll probably be playing from home, if not maybe walking around the block with my kids if the weather's nice. That's about it. That's all right though. It's okay. Most of the stuff that I want's in the raids anyway. So this is just another window going over the different spawns for the different hours. You can check this out. It's all the same stuff. But the bottom here, the full raid pool, you'll notice right off the bat, Kyogre and Groudon are coming back. Now, this went live before we got the June announcement, so for a minute everybody was like, whoa, dude, we got to get in on the Kyogre and Groudon raids in one day. But now, thankfully, they've expanded it out so that they're each here for a week during June, so this is going to be a nice thing for you to be able to do on day one. But if I'm being honest, now that we know that Kyogre and Groudon are going to be in raids for the entire week, do them outside of the event. Don't spend your time getting Kyogre and Groudon in the event, because there are so many other things that you could be doing on Saturday with your time that it's just don't waste your time in raid passes on Kyogre and Groudon during GoFest. Use them on Axew, or go catch the wild stuff and get the shinies and whatever else you want. If you really want to go after Kyogre and Groudon, obviously that's fine, but I just don't think that it's as good of an idea to be doing something during the event that you could do literally any other day of the week. Just, you know, efficiency speaking. And then if you really want Dartrix, Torracat, and Braylon, they'll be there to muddle up the 3-star raid pool. Wonderful. All right, the Sunday raids. Snorlax, Salamence, Druddigon, and Rockruff are going to be in raids, as well as the aforementioned Pikachu, Axew, and the 3 middle evolution starters. So, if you're going to raid, go for the Axew. That's really the only thing here, but I mean, honestly, you could also just wait for the Calm Day next year. It's entirely up to you. I would still look to try and get the Axew if you can get a good one. Maybe you'll get that Haxorus for Master League or Master League Premier Classic, so that won't be a bad thing to be able to get. Now, that's it, man. That's all the information that I've got. Obviously, day 2, that mystery raid boss will also be here in the 5-star raid. So let's take a look at what we can expect in the wild right now. All right, now we've got the entirety of the wild spawns that we care about for PvP. We got Magnemite up here, all the and again, all of the IV spreads, the rank 1s are listed next to the Pokemon. So if you're looking for anything specific, just check out the over here. Check out the IV spreads there. We've got Magnemite, good for all 3 leagues in the form of Magnezone. And then Magnemite can also be used as an XL. If you get like a really weird IV spread, you can use it in Great League as a Magnemite XL. And then you've also got the ability to bring Magneton to the league, lower 2 leagues as well. Alolan Grimer slots in here. You can get the XL Alolan Grimer, which is pretty good in Great League as an XL, and then you can also get the Alolan Muck in the lower 2 leagues. Trash Cloak Burmy is a very good Sylph Arena pick. It's very dominant in most metas that it's allowed in, and as well as also good in some limited GBL metas. So you've got the rank 1 XL and the rank 1 non-XL version listed there. Golett, probably not looking to use it in Master League. That's why I didn't put it here. But in limited metas and in some like really like, you know, Registeel's everywhere at Hard Walls Registeel, you can use it. And this is like the only time that we've really gotten the chance to get it in the wild, aside from I think the Halloween event like 2 years ago. I don't know. There's not very many opportunities, so if you can get a good one, get it now, because it's very hard to get it into Great League otherwise. And then they've got and those are all the city hours. So that's all I'm looking at in the city hour. Those 4 things. The next one, or the next 2, are in the Plains Hour. And really it just comes down to Drillbur for having Excadrill and then Axew. And most people aren't going to play Axew outside of Master League, but Haxorus and Fracture are interesting, to say the least. So you could certainly find a spicy spot for them in the lower 2 leagues, I'm sure. It's just not as recommended. And then in the City Hour, I forgot to put it down there. City Hour is going to have Trubbish for boosted Stardust as well. So keep that in mind. If you see any Trubbish, snag them for that Stardust. That's sweet, sweet currency. All right. Rainforest Hour is where it's at, though. We've got Mudkip here, good for all 3 leagues. And I've got basically, because there was no sense listing the Hundo as Master League, what I've done is I've listed the rank 1 Swampert and the rank 1 Marshtomp, and then the rank 1 Swampert for Ultra League. C-Dot, we've got Shiftry in the Great League, as well as the Classic mode, which is the Hundo, and then the XL for Ultra League, which is 315-15, it looks like. You could definitely also capitalize on the fact that Slackoth will be in the wild here. 115-15 is your best Great League Vigoroth, and then if you get a Hundo XL, you could play it in the Ultra League. Carablast is not something that's very easy to come across in the wild, and it can be shiny. So even more incentive, if you don't have an Escavalier built, this is the time to do it. You can use it in all 3 leagues. It's going to be primarily used in the Ultra League, but it has good play in the Great League as well as the Master League and some spicy scenarios as like an anti-Dialga pick. Skrelp is going to be one of those ones that if you play Sylph and you don't have a Dragalge, get it. Dragalge is very, very solid in metas that it's allowed in for Sylph, and as well as the Ultra League having an XL version. If we ever get like an Ultra League remix or anything back, Dragalge is very good for that. So definitely worth working towards both of those if you have the ability to. And then finally in the Tundra Hour, we've got the Wingull, which is Pelipper's becoming a very good pick for just in general with the meta, the way it's going. Araquanid slotting into the meta, Shadow Kanto Ninetales being very popular now. Pelipper seems to be very good in this in the Great League meta, and if you want to, you can also run it in Ultra League as an XL Hundo. Spheal, as everybody knows, Walrein is a dominant pick, and you can also get Spheal or Celio as well, but it would probably be better if you had a Shadow Celio if you're going to play it. But you could definitely get the Walrein here. If you've missed out on the Calm Day a few months ago, you could definitely get a Spheal here and then get the Walrein if you need to. You can Elite TM it, but otherwise, if you want to, you can also wait for the December Community Day when we'll be able to get Icicle Spear back on our Walreins. Now, the final thing in the Tundra Hour is Metatite. If you're still hunting that XL Metacham, 5-15-15 is the rank 1, so anything less than that, it won't hit 1500 without the best buddy boost. And then the Hundo, if you want a non-XL version. Now, real nice thing about the XLs is they've recently changed it, so you only have to be level 31 and above to get XL candy. So even though you can't power it up past 40 until you hit 40, I believe, it's still going to be nice to be able to amass those candies earlier, so that as soon as you hit 40, you just bam, rank 1 Metacham, ready to go. So that'll be good. And then that's it for the wild stuff. There was a couple things in here that I could have put in here. Honestly, I just ran out of space, but like Piplup wouldn't be a bad one if you don't have an Empoleon from the Tundra, the Rainforest. I don't really see anything that I didn't list here. The Plains Hour, I mean, Trapinch for Flygon might be interesting. Dunsparce is going to be in the Plains Hour, so if you're following out on the rollout potential of Dunsparce getting rollout, this is another good opportunity to get Dunsparce in the Plains Hour. And then the City Hour has like Bronzor, and I mean, Baltoy is interesting. Like, you get a Claydol, like, it's squishy, but it's interesting. So, and then Galarian Weezing is also interesting. But that's going to be on the Incense, which, speaking of Incense, this is the stuff you want to look for on the Incense. Now, Galarian Weezing's here because if it ever gets like Fairy Wind or a good fast move, it actually isn't awful. Off the top of my head, I know that the charge moves are decent, but it's like, it's got a really unique typing, so it won't be too bad once we get a good fast move, potentially Fairy Wind. So I've had a Galarian Weezing saved for a while just in case it ever happens. Maybe it never will, but at least I have one. And you should always try and follow that rule as a battler in Pokemon Go. If you've got something with good PvP IVs, just star it, save it for later. You never know when a move update takes something from 0 to hero real fast. So, Monster, hashtag not a sponsor. But if they were, oh man. Axew's going to come in here, just once again, just something to be highlighted. Not necessarily super like meta for PvP, but it's new, it's shiny, someone's going to want it. And if you get the good IVs, good, awesome stuff. Tropius during the Rainforest Hour is only going to be usable in Great League. You're not going to even be able to really use it in the Ultra League. So if you get one, it's just the same, 0, 15, 15 is the typical spread there. And then Pancham, once again, this is the first time that we've been able to encounter it in the wild, to my knowledge. So getting that rank 1 or even close to it, getting the high bulk 1 is going to be good for the lower 2 leagues if you want to run it. It's not bad. It's just kind of like, it's kind of squishy. So it does need some shields maybe, or just an old bulky team to back it up. But definitely hits hard, has like Night Slash, Close Combat, Snarl. Like, it's basically Scrafty, but the Snarl Scrafty with a heavier hitting, fighting charge move, basically. But Galarian Mr. Mime and Galarian Darumaka are both here because they're sort of spicier options, but again, they're unusual and they're not normally available, so figured I might as well throw them in here so you can see them, just in case you happen to get a good one and maybe you want to build it someday for some wacky meta that we may get. Who knows? But anyway, raids. We've got the raid pool that we care about here. Now, I could have put stuff in here like Snorlax and Druddigon, but honestly, Snorlax is going to be better off from the wild if you can find them. And Druddigon, we've had in raids so much at this point that if you've been, trying to get one for PvP, you've probably already got one. So for the Axew raids, you can't get a Haxorus for Great League from raids, but you can get an Ultra League and a Master League. So those are the ones I've got listed here. Groudon and Kyogre, if you decide to go after those and go fest, we've got those in the Ultra and Master League. Once again, going to be way too big for Great League. And then Nihilego. But a Lego. Don't step on them, they hurt. Going to be interesting in the Ultra and Master Leagues if they give it a better move set. Right now, it's suffering drastically from horrible fast move syndrome, just like Xerneas. So if they ever give it a better fast move, it will be not a bad Pokemon at all to have. It's got Rock and Poison typing, and it's got decent charge moves. It could be very meta if they decide to give it something like Poison Jab as a fast move. And then that, my dear friends, will take us to the final section of this video where we look at Nihilego and see what it's all about. So we've got Nihilego queued up here in the Ultra League and the Master League on PvPoke. Just going to show you what it would be like with Poison Jab. It's not meta defining, it's not meta breaking, especially not in the Ultra League where there's a lot more ground types and water types and just psychic types, a lot of things that basically beat the pants off of Nihilego. But just to kind of show you guys what it would be like, some of the things that it really can beat, So it's a rock type. So having Rock Slide, by the way, its typical moveset will be Rock Slide and Sludge Bomb if you didn't catch that. Having those two moves makes it very potent against fairies, ice, fire, grass. Not that there's much grass, but it can beat the pants off of Walrein as long as Walrein doesn't land an earthquake. It has the ability to wall other poison types. Because of the rock and poison typing, it's essentially double resisting all the poison damage being thrown at it. And having that Rock Slide allows it to take things like flying types and other bug types like Galvantula, and just there's so many things that you can do with that typing and moveset. It has a lot of very interesting wins, and the defensive typing of Rock and Poison isn't amazing. It takes double super effective damage from ground type things, so obviously if you get up against a Galarian Stunfisk, you're having a problem. The thing gets completely walled by Nidoqueen, so keep that in mind, obviously. But Poison Jab is such a strong fast move, and having Rock Slide and Sludge Bomb, and both of those being stab damage, that's not bad. Like, this Pokemon is actually very interesting, especially if you're in factions and you're coming up on Celestial Field. This may or may not be eligible because it's a rock type. I don't know if the poison typing allows it to be eligible, but just keep an eye on it. Like, stuff like this just needs a simple move update. If the Pokemoners report that this thing gets Poison Jab, instantly it's worth raiding day 2, and that's all you'd want to do day 2, because that's the only day that this thing's going to be available for probably at least a few more months to come. But let's take a look at Master League, because that's going to be where it becomes the most interesting, because the Master League currently has a whole lot of 0 poison types in it. So that's why Zacian is pretty much the king of Master League, because it goes unopposed in just about every facet, because there's nothing that really hard walls it because of the moveset. But Wild Charge would be the only move. Wild Charge in close combat will do neutral to it because of the rock typing on close combat. But because it has Poison Jab, no Zacian in their right mind is going to stay in on it, because they're going to be getting clapped by poison fast moves, and that's a lot of damage. So we take a quick look at here, and again, in both cases, Nihilego doesn't really have an amazing win-loss ratio. And yes, it's going to lose to certain things here, like we've got just about every ground type in the Master League meta beats the pants off of this jellyfish. And And then, you know, Mewtwo, because the Psy Strikes come out so darn quick and it's super effective damage. A Psy Strike will essentially probably just one-shot this thing. Melmetal is going to be able to deal with it. The Steel types, like, okay, so Steel, Ground, and Mewtwo. Like, those are the things that primarily will wall Nihilego. But you think about this now. Once again, Poison and Rock damage. All the flyers. So we're looking at Ho-Oh. We're looking at Zacian. We're looking at Lugia being another flyer. Like, it can put a lot of pressure on some of this stuff. And look, like, once we get down to even Kyogre is a close win. In the 400s, that's actually not, like, it'll leave the Kyogre with, you know, a farmable amount of HP left. You know, the Giratina Altered becomes a loss, but, you know, starts to flip. I think Giratina Origin probably just doesn't like taking rock slides, I guess. I don't really know. But, like, you know, this is where the wins start coming in. You know, the dragons, the flyers. Look at the Dragonite, Gyarados, Lugia. Machamp gets beaten by it. All of the fairies. Literally every fairy, which is great. Zarude also takes a hard loss to it. Ho-Oh. So it has a very niche spot in the Master League meta, as small as it is. But it's a very interesting spot that allows it to slot in as a very dominant piece of the meta because of what it walls and what it can do well against versus what beats it. Like, you know, Kyogre, Groudon, like, those things are still in the meta, but they're not nearly as expected as the Dialga, Zacian core. So, like, if you can line it up away from Dialga, or keep it off of the Steel types or Ground types, like, that's the kind of thing that makes Nihilego very interesting. Not going to break the meta, but it's definitely going to slot in as a very solid anti-Zacian, and you might start seeing less Zacian as a result, which is always good because those things are literally everywhere. But that's it. That's GoFest 2022, at least as far as we have the information now. So I know it's been about 35 minutes. Thanks for sitting with me if you've been here this long. Hopefully you got all the information that you needed for this event. It's my pleasure to take you all through it. And Shaman is not, once again, Shaman is literally all grass moves and horrible fast moves. So keep an eye out for a move update, but at the moment, it's not even worth me talking about. It really isn't. It's not that good. Which is a shame, because Shaman's kind of a cool pick, and all of our mythicals up to now have actually not been horrible. So I would like to think that eventually we're going to get some sort of move update for Shaman. But for right now, no, but we'll cover it later if they come out with one. But anyway, thank you guys so much for taking the time to sit with me with this video. I appreciate it very much. Have a great GoFest, and I will catch you in the next video, probably next season at this point.